Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen, we're back here today for an updated Chang'e build, so let's get right into it. Now Chang'e as a whole she has a mix of damage and utility to her, meaning having max cooldown reduction is a lot more common than you'll see for Chang'e players. Going the full cooldown reduction build allows you to get the most out of your 3, which does both heal and damage, which is huge to have, and also, more importantly, hurt 2, which, if you don't know already, it's basically like purification beads, but better. Both CC immune and damage immune. Now, in the early stages of the game, as you see here, the cooldown is pretty long. So to help showing that max cooldown reduction is most commonly seen to help that out. Of course, the obvious reasons for getting your damage and ultimate off more often. So if you're playing Conquest, you definitely want to have starter item as always, rather if you're solo lane or mid lane, whatever you play Chang'e in, the Vampiric Shroud is the best starter item to go with. Now, you may see your pro players spice things up a little bit. You may see them pick up the Soulstone first, just because you kind of do the combination of throwing your basic attacks at minions and top of trying to clear the ways with your 1 and or 3. This kind of helps that out, and then as soon as they have enough gold, they'll go and send their rabbit to go buy the Vampiric Shroud for the sustain. So you might see that from some pro players, but let's just stick with the Vampiric Shroud for now. Now after this, you have a few options you can go into. Let's say you're in the solo lane and you're laning against a high health regeneration god like Hercules Shock Vamana. You can go with the Divine Ruin. Well, first it'll be Tiny Trick as your tier 1 item. You kind of get this with your start item right out of the gate. As soon as you start, you get these 2 items, and then you go into your boots like cooldown reduction, or with the newly added penetration boots, the Shoes of Magi. You can have those, whichever one you prefer, but let's just stick with the Shoes of Magi. Shoes of Focus, sorry. And then you go back and then you finish your tier 1 item, whichever one you picked up. So let's say, the point I was trying to make is, like, you go this route, you go back after you finish your boots, finish your tier 1 item into the Divine Ruin. You can pick this up to shut down, like Hercules. In your solo lane, you're laning against Hercules, you pick this up, so that way he can't use his 3 to just regen all his health back. Now, yes, Chang'e does have a built-in healing reduction by 50%. If you were to pick up the Divine Ruin, that pretty much spikes it up to 90%. So if you're fighting against any healers, any game modes, and you pick Divine Ruin up as Chang'e, and you use your whatever damaging abilities on them, you have to kind of use your 3 for the 90%. But regardless, this will automatically just shut down all healers and high health regeneration gods. Now, if you don't want to go into that and you want to go into the more typical, the Lost Artifact, you pick this up as your tier 1 item in combination with your start item right out of the gate. Finish your boots, go back, build this up into the Cronus Pendant, and boom, you have full cooldown reduction, and your abilities look something like this. 3 seconds, 7.2 seconds, 6 seconds, 54 seconds. So really low cooldowns all across the board, and that gives you a lot of bonus use of your passive. Your passive, every time you use a dance movement, you have no backpedal penalty, so you can move backwards at the same rate as you move forward, and of course the additional movement speed, things like that. And then you could go into a stacking item for Conquest or maybe Siege, whatever the stacking item situation kind of works out. You can go into the Warlock Sash, giving you a little bit more tankiness as far as giving you the HP wise. It is 100 stacks, so it does take quite a while to stack it up. Or you can go to the other optional stacking item called the Book of Thoth, which is a little bit more damage. I feel like you get a little bit more power right away from it because it's 3% of your total mana pool. So you don't have to directly depend on stacks for the passive to work out. Hopefully that kind of made sense. If you don't want the stacking item, you can go into other optional items if you want. You can go into a penetration item at this point if you want. You can go to the Obsidian Shard. Now, the Spear of Maga doesn't really work that well with Chang'e. If you have full cooldown reduction, you can maybe make it work because of the 1 and 3 combo. And maybe, shoot an ultimate right after that. But more than likely that the Obsidian Shard is probably the better bet for penetration wise, just because you don't have any damage over time effects to apply the stacks of the Spear of Magus. And then you can go into your Ride to Hootie. Now, the reason why I say something like this is because at this point, when you get around this area, it's probably 20 plus minutes into the match in Conquest, and then the match is probably close to over. And then, of course, you can go into more team-oriented items like the Lotus Crown. pretty much acts like the shield active. Whenever you pop a heal and your allies gain the benefits from it near you, they gain this little bubble, green bubble around them, and they have increased protection. So you can pop that, go into a team fight, and or during a team fight, and this will help out your team have more protections. And of course, you can always go into the Rod of Asclepius. I hope I said that right. If I can find it. Yeah, you can go into this, gives you more move speed, more HP, a decent amount of magical power actually, and then you also gain the 15% more healing and health regeneration for all allies, including you, just around you, things like that. Now, for defensive items, you can go into the Breastplate of Valor, but obviously the cap is 40%, so you can't be like, you know, Shoes of Focus, Cronus Pendant, and Breastplate of Valor. That doesn't really work. There's a cooldown reduction cap. So in that case, it would be like something like, I don't know, let's just say you went with that Divine Ruin, or let's say you went with Bancroft, whatever the situation is, and then you can go into the Breastplate instead of like the Penetration item in that slot. I wish I can like slide items around. So you can go with something like that. I don't know. This would be ideal like if you're laning against a physical warrior, whatever the case is. You can go to something like this. Now, for Arena, if you get Chang'e, that means obviously you are the dedicated healer and you have to heal. So you definitely want full cooldown reduction, which you can start with. You might probably want to start with the Cronus Pendant because it gives you the MP5 cooldown reduction, magical power, everything you need for Assault. Pick that up as your first item. Go into the Shoes of Focus, and then you can go into your team oriented items like Lotus Crown and or in combination with the, if I can spell, Rod of Asclepius. And then, you know, Penetration, and then like you can go into the Turi. This would be something like Assault, and you could use the same build but different order, obviously, for Arena. So in Arena it'd be like Boots first, and then you can do something like this. This is a little bit more team oriented type of build for Chang'e. Now, a spicy pickup that you can pick up is the Gem of Isolation. The way this works, it's a really troll item to pick up on Chang'e, especially if you have full cooldown reduction, because you can easily keep chasing them down between your bonus movement speed on your passive whenever you use a dance ability, and also as soon as you damage somebody, they get slowed for 25% for 2 seconds, and you can just keep chasing them down and down. It's kind of like having a Haste Mentalis on a mage if you pick up the Gem of Isolation on Chang'e. It's a really troll item. Actives, real quickly, let's get right into that. Active, if you can do the Heavenly Agility on the fact of being a team supportive type of role, I guess you can say. And this also increases healing done. Yeah, the healing is also increased by 25%. So this will also increase your healing and the healing of other allies right next to you. So you can pop this. And of course, you know, everything else is situational, like Assault, Salvation, Greater Imitation, whatever the case may be. So this video might be a little bit longer than usual, which is going to suck for me because I have to upload it, and it's going to take a while because my internet is a potato. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.